Hello everyone, welcome. We're going to play a little reflection music before we get started. I want everyone to reflect. I hope you all relax in your homes, get a chance to meditate and just listen to a few of these words. I'm not going to play the whole song, but I just wanted you to center yourself so that you're ready for what we're going to focus on today. Listen to the words.
The hardest person for you to forgive is the one you see in the mirror every day.
Try to ignore me here on the screen and focus on the words. We want to be free. We want to release.
Change what you gave when you took my place. No more guilt.
Relax. Take a deep breath if you need to. Focus your attention on yourself and forgiving yourself. I forgive me.
So I want you to do what God has already done for you and say.
I'm going to take a deep breath with you. Forgive yourself. Relax. Breathe in. Breathe out. Move forward and release.
You may be saying, James, but you don't know my past. I was wrong.
Carrying too much weight. Let it go and be free. Forgive me. I forgive me.
You always felt like you weren't good enough, but that's all right.
Forgive yourself. Forgive. Deep within. Deep breath. Release. We're forgiving ourselves. Welcome to all of my previous viewers, and welcome back. It's been a whole month since we've seen one another. Welcome again to any new viewers that are out there listening. I hope that you are all relaxed and doing well. I must say, leading up to this point during the month, that this was a challenging one. I got sick. Had some other things going on. It's been extremely busy, and if I'm speaking frankly, from my spiritual side, I just believe that the enemy was trying to attack and keep me from doing this and keep me from what I believe to be God's work. So here we are back. The month of October flew by, and now we're here to do some more work. So again, welcome. I have to say that some men the last time, frankly, just came out and said, what about us? What about the men? Can the men listen? And I told them, of course they can. And also I said here on the last session that we had back in October that if men are listening, if you're listening with someone, daughters, nieces, moms, cousins, girlfriends, wives, or you're listening for one of them, or if you think you're just going to get something out of this for yourself, by all means listen. However, this is a platform specifically geared for women, so you'll hear me saying ladies quite a bit. Also, I received some great feedback. I was totally blessed by the feedback. Some of the feedback was immediate, literally right after I closed out our last time, and I was tremendously blessed, and it also encouraged me to continue because I reached some people and I helped some people. I helped some women out, and that was great. I also received some constructive criticism, which is very helpful. Someone talked to me about lighting, about the sound and inflection of my voice, and I want to thank that person. She knows exactly who she is. I love her dearly, and she's going to help me with that as we go along. Not there yet. Lighting is not perfect, The inflection of my voice may not be perfect, and we're not looking for perfection, are we? Because I'm no longer trying to be that perfectionist with that mentality that I actually have. So she will help me with that as I move along with this vlog. So thank you everyone again for tuning in for the second time. I'm very excited about what I have to share with you. Please excuse me if I'm looking down. I do have my notes here. What I want to start first is just to remind everyone that this is not therapy. It's not a form of counseling. It's something to empower, to inspire, to uplift, to encourage, hopefully through my own experience that I share with you. And hopefully maybe I could give you some tools that I've used for myself to be healthy internally, physically, mentally, and spiritually. Before we go on to our focus for today, I would like to just bring to our attention, well, it's probably already brought to our attention, but to just not ignore this, the hashtag #MeToo that has gone across social media. Many women have had the opportunity to free themselves by just saying those two words, Me Too. We want to acknowledge the person who started the Me Too movement. Her name is Tarana Burke, and she started that quite some time ago. We also want to thank Alyssa Milano, the actress, who actually started the actual hashtag and giving women who have been experienced or been victims of sexual harassment, which is something very serious. So we want to thank her for that opportunity to give women a voice without talking, but typing the words Me Too. And I want to encourage women out there, if that is your story, if you know someone who that is their story and they've actually finally said something by just using those two simple words to free yourself, I do encourage you to keep going. That would be the first step. Don't want you to get stuck in just that step. Be encouraged and not listen to the naysayers, those people who may question you. Why did you wait so long? Or how come you didn't tell anybody? Or there might be people who don't believe you, tell you that you're lying. Be encouraged, sisters, if that is your story. I wholeheartedly say take the next steps to continue to free yourself from that burden you've been holding on to. And now I'd like to move on with what we're going to do today. So first, this is Surrounded by Wellness. To all of those who are returning, you know what that is. And to our newcomers, Surrounded by Wellness, I started just thinking about women in general and how we need to be well on every area of our lives, spiritually, mentally, and physically. And those three things work together. So what I want us to do is just recap quickly on the acronym for wellness, because I want all of us to become very familiar with it, so much so that we can recite it. And if you do vision boards, it may be something that you would like to put on a vision board. So let's go over those real quickly. W, weathering, working, and winning. And haven't we begun to work? And we're always going to win. Our goal is to win. E, always evolving, growing, and changing. L, continuous learning. Hope that you all want to continue to learn and grow throughout your journey, throughout your life. L, love. Love, love, love. As cliche as it may sound, love conquers all, and we all need love. N, nurturing self and others. Ladies, please make sure, as I said the last time, that you begin to learn how to nurture yourself. That's very important. We're born nurturers. It's in our nature to do that. We nurture everyone else but ourselves. So learn how to nurture yourself. E, empowering through transparency is what I'm trying to do, is to empower you through my transparency. S, sharing the experience. We want to learn to begin to share our experience, to share our stories with others. And S, surviving life through faith and positive energy. Try to ward out any negativity, around you. We don't want to be negative ourselves, and we don't want to allow negative energy to come within, because it makes us unhealthy. And we're going to survive. We're going to survive through faith in God, through faith in ourselves, and to learn to have faith and trust in others, because that's something that we actually struggle with. So that's our quick recap of the acronym for wellness. Some familiar words that you will probably hear today that you heard the last time and going forward will be letting go, free, freedom, release, forgive. Those are some common things that we'll be discussing throughout this blog. As we are working on being well, we may not go in any particular order. So we may not talk about physical, mental, spiritual in that order. We may talk about them simultaneously. We may talk about them individually. You will know what it is without me saying this is spiritual wellness, this is physical wellness, this is mental wellness. I believe the last time we probably focused mostly on mental wellness, but you'll be able to pick that up as we go. So, ladies, last month we began the work. As W.E.L.L.N.E.S.S says, I am here to help you do your work. We began the work of wellness, the first letter, the W, and we began our journey to win. In that work, I asked you to do some homework. Everyone had homework. So, what is your story? Did you reflect on it? Did you journal about it? These are not trick questions. These are the questions that I gave you the last time. I suggested that you journal. I suggested that you reflect. But only you will know if you did it. You're not in trouble. I won't know. But you'll know if you did it, and you will know if it has begun to help you at all. I did my homework. Number one, to prepare for today. And I also did it to help me. I reflected the entire month, and in that month I took notes every time something hit me or I got a thought for what to talk about on here, or what I thought maybe I was getting spiritually, what I believe God may have been saying to me. So I did my homework. So, what is Tanisha's story? I'm so glad you asked, like the Baptist preachers say all the time. I am so glad you asked. My story is my calling. Wow, oh my goodness. What a revelation that was to me. My story is my calling. And you may be sitting there asking, well, how in the world could that be? How could your story be your calling? Especially those who may be struggling with having had not so good of a story. What I mean by that is, in my sharing my story, in my releasing my story, I begin to help others. And helping others is what I believe my calling is. I believe my story is my purpose. My story is also inspiring. It's real. It's true. It's my testimony. I can share stories now and give a testimony of how I've gotten through. My story is also now extremely transparent because I am just out there right now. I am sharing with who knows who on this vlog, and I'm reaching a lot of people. My story is encouraging. My story is me. I think I said that the last time. It's every part of me. So it's not just the negative out there. It's not just the positive over here. It's not just the confusing parts over there. It's not just the amazing parts over there. It's every piece of me from the time that I got here, from the time I was born up until now. My story is me. It has built my character. Think about all the things that have happened in your life, good, bad, indifferent, uncertain. they have helped to build your character. My story is painful. There have been some painful parts. I shared some of them with you before, and we've all experienced some painful things in our lives. There are some sad parts to my story. There are some extremely, extremely happy parts to my story. My story is fulfilling, and you know what? I could just go on and on and on about what my story actually is. My story is ever changing. It's evolving. The E of wellness, it's evolving. It continues to grow. It's my journey. Despite some of the sadness, the rough patches, the heartache in my story, it has led me to this place of helping people. It is my purpose. Keep these questions in mind, ladies, and reflect on some of the things that I just said to get an idea, if you haven't journaled, to think about what your story is and to think a little bit further. So if you're taking notes, I encourage you to write these questions down. Is my story my purpose? What has my story led me to? Reflect on that for a moment. Is my story my purpose? And what has my story led me to? Moving on, and we'll still keep in mind our stories. You know, this is basically a piggyback from the last time, because I didn't want to just leave you hanging after I had given you a homework assignment. So continuing with our stories, I do have a new question for this conversation. And I'm calling this a conversation because I don't necessarily want to call this a session. It's not a lecture. It can be a dialogue. If you want, you can give me some ideas of what we should call this. Conversations with Tanisha, surrounded by wellness, in conversation. You can give those in the comment sections after you listen. So here's our new question. Are you stuck? Take a minute to think about that. And if you want to answer, you can answer right back here at the screen. I won't hear you, but you can answer. Are you stuck? Think about what that means to you, or what you think the dictionary may say the word stuck means. A good friend of mine, my sister, she and I were having random conversation. We were at some workshop somewhere, and we were having a random conversation regarding the behaviors of women at certain ages. So basically wondering, okay, she's still doing that at that age. Wonder why she's still doing that at that age. Like the 20-year-old doing something that a teenager would do. Or in my case, a 46-year-old doing something that we tend to think is 20-year-old behavior. And that was the gist of her question. Are we still doing that? We're 50 years old. Haven't we moved from that? Are we still acting that way? And when she asked the one question, the general question that she asked, my response to her was, maybe they're stuck. And the light bulb went off for both of us, and we were kind of like, yeah, maybe they're stuck. Being stuck, ladies, is not a healthy thing. If you're thinking that you are, we need to get out of that. Being stuck is unhealthy to your physical, mental, and spiritual well-being. It stunts your growth. It robs you of maturity in all three areas. We don't want our maturity robbed, while some of us may want it robbed when it comes to the aging process, aches and pains and wrinkles. Maybe we want it robbed there, but we don't want our maturity robbed when it comes to our mental growth, our spiritual growth. We want to mature properly. So again, anyone out there stuck? Anyone out there feeling stuck? Are you possibly stuck in your story? Think about that for a moment. Are you stuck in your story? The story that is you. Maybe you haven't grown, haven't moved forward in something, haven't matured, haven't released something to free yourself, haven't let go, or haven't forgiven. These are things that can hold you back and keep you in a place of being stuck. There are many women of all ages that are stuck for various reasons. Many of us, including myself, are unable to move from a particular position or place, unable to change a situation. Wonder what keeps us stuck. Wonder what's keeping you stuck. Think about that. What is keeping you stuck? What is keeping you in that place that's stopping you from moving forward? I'll give you another moment of transparency, something with me. I believe that I was definitely stuck when I was depressed. I shared that at my last conversation with you. I definitely believe I was stuck, and it took a while to come out of that. And at times still feel like I may be stagnant in the situation. So my mode of moving in most cases is to pray first and seek God's direction. And in that also, I may need to physically move, get myself off the couch, say some things to myself. I have to force myself so that I don't stay there. Once I realize that I'm stuck in a situation or even a moment, I have to physically remind myself and move myself. And I also continue to keep in the back of my mind those tools that I had when I was in counseling. Those tools could be used for any situation. I didn't have to be depressed. I don't have to be depressed. I don't have to be depressed to use those tools. They could be used for anything when I'm feeling stuck. Once again, are you stuck? Are you thinking about that? Are you feeling like that as I'm saying it? Is it making you think of, I may be stuck. Maybe that's why I'm not progressing. Maybe that's why I haven't literally moved from where I live. Maybe that's why I'm still in this same job. Maybe that's why I can't have a conversation with this person, because I'm stuck. And it's okay. It's okay, ladies. But the idea is to not stay there forever. So with that said, I have another acronym. We have an acronym for the word stuck. And I'll start now. S, setback, stagnant. T, travailing behind, trapped. U, unmovable, unwilling to move. Some of us get so stubborn that we are unwilling to move. I'm not going, I'm not moving, this is my way. C, caught between. K, keeping. Sometimes we hold on to something so tight and we don't want to let it go. We keep, and it's not helping us, and it's not keeping us healthy, us holding on and keeping things. If this is you, if you see yourself in this spot, begin to ask yourself these questions as it pertains to being stuck. And once again, if you're taking notes, feel free to write these questions down. I'll go slowly, although you can actually replay the video if you need to. What's setting me back? Setback, the S in stuck. Does someone or something have me trapped? Trapped, the T in stuck. Why am I unwilling or unable to move forward? Unwilling and unable, the U in stuck. Am I caught in or caught between something? The C caught and stuck? Am I holding on to something that I need to release? Keeping the K in stuck. Ladies, my sisters, we cannot hold on because we won't be free. We have to get to a point where we're ready in your own time to let go. I just have some great sister friends, ladies. I just want to say that because a lot of the things that I get comes from conversations with them. They know who they are. Sometimes they don't even realize that I'm grabbing onto something that they may have said. So I have another sister friend of mine. Love her dearly. She knows who she is as well. I've been friends with her for 27 years. She sends us inspirational things on our group me chat all of the time. And this one particular day, she sent us a quote. I'm not sure of who the author is, but this quote stood out for me. And I hope it stands out for you. And it goes, can't let your past hold your future hostage. What? Ladies, I will say that again. You can't let your past hold your future hostage. That's so good. That's an amen. That gets an amen. So much so I want to say it again. You can't let your past hold your future hostage. Some of the things that cause us to hold our future hostage are holding grudges, unforgiveness, lack of ambition, past hurt. How many of us have so many past hurts that we haven't let go? Fear. Fear grips us and it keeps us from moving forward. Comfort in staying where you are. Sometimes we just get so comfortable, ladies, like, I'm good. I don't need to go. I don't need to move. But that stunts your growth. Come out of your comfort zone. All of these things can hold us back and block our future and keep us unhealthy. We want a healthy mind, body, and spirit, don't we, ladies? Yes, we do. We want a healthy mind, body, and spirit. And we have a great future. God wants you to have a great future. He knows the plans He has for you. A great future. He not only wants you to have a great future life after this, He wants you to have a great future here on earth. And once again, I'll have a moment of transparency of letting go and trying not to block my own future. And some friends who may be watching that know this about me, they know exactly what I'm talking about. I have been holding on to some bitterness, some pain, some anger from some people in my life since I was probably 8, 9, 10, maybe. And it built up and built up and built up all the way until my current age of 46. I thought I was letting it go. I thought I was releasing it. But every time someone would do something, even a small thing, it would trigger all of that stuff. And I would go all the way back to me being a child and me being hurt and me feeling disrespected and me feeling like don't really like me like you say you do. I've been holding on to this thing for years. Literally, just this summer, I had 2 brief conversations, actually 3 conversations with 3 different sisters that bring 3 different things to my life. And it led me to it's time. It's time to finally forgive. Forgive, ladies. Forgiveness will release you. It's time for me to let go of this pain and hurt and anger. So what did I do? I said it out loud. I made my decision. The first thing is to make the decision. I said it out loud. I forgive you. No one was around. It was just me. I said it out loud. I forgive you. And I made the decision. And immediately something was lifted off of me. Am I totally there yet? Probably not. Has any one of them done something to me in a while? No. But I hope now that when it comes, I'll be all good. I'll be okay with it because I've let it go. They don't even know that I have held on to this. They don't even know what they did. We're talking over 20 years of pain. So, ladies, I encourage you, if you're holding a grudge, some of us hold grudges and we've held on to something and the person is now deceased. There's nothing they can do. Only you can move it. Begin to release. Release, release, release. It is so healthy to your mental state, to your spiritual self, and to your physical self. Holding on to grudges can make you physically sick. It causes depression. It can cause anxiety. It causes anger, and all of that built up stuff can make you physically sick. And we want to be well. We are trying to be totally healed from the inside out. Right, ladies? So let's continue to do this work. I want to encourage you to continue to journal, continue to reflect on what your story is. By the time you start writing, you never know what that page will be filled with some of your experiences, filled with some of your hurt, filled with some of your anger, but let it out and let it go. So as you reflect over the next month, I'm going to ask you to write these questions down again. I said them earlier. Is my story my purpose? What has my story led me to? And the last question, am I stuck? And answer it. Answer it for yourself. It could be as simple as a yes or no. And if you're not ready to go into what you're stuck with, that's fine. But begin to do the work. Take one step. So I'm asking that you make the choice to begin to release whatever it is that's been holding you back. Some of us have 10, 20, 30 things that's been holding us back. Work on one. Just one. What's been holding you back? What's keeping you from moving forward? What has you stuck, stagnant, trapped, unmovable, caught, kept? What has you stuck? Love on yourselves, ladies. Hug yourselves. Tell yourselves in the mirror you're beautiful. Tell yourself you're ready to forgive yourself and let things go. Some of us sometimes are afraid of the pain. We're afraid that when we release, we may not stop. We may continue to cry. It may hurt so bad. We're scared of that pain. But I encourage you to feel the pain. Allow the pain. And once you release, the pain can go. Won't be overnight, ladies. Healing is a process. Take the time to begin the process. One more quote for this session, this conversation with you all. It does a body good to let the healing waters flow. If you're taking notes, I encourage you to write that one down too. It does a body good to let the healing waters flow. That was taken from the movie The Shack. If you haven't seen that movie, I encourage you to watch that also. Great movie, something good to watch with your families. Be careful with watching it with little children because it can be very emotional and there are some tragic moments in there. But the healing waters are your tears. Let those healing waters flow. Don't be afraid of the pain. Be encouraged, sisters. Be uplifted. I hope that this has inspired you to some degree to move forward, to release, to be unstuck, to learn if your story is your purpose. I wish you a very blessed month until we return. God bless you all.